Hey there, it's Raven Scry here with another reading. This one's offered by Jinesh, and the coins that have been selected are Zksync, DYM, and Beam. So before we start, if you'd like one of these readings, please get in touch with me via the About page of the channel and the email there. Enjoy this one. Okay, so as I connect to the first coin, which is Zksync, talking about quick elevation, fast moves, they show me kind of these jagged lines of, the momentum is kind of ups and downs and like moving quite rapidly in the way that the energy feels. It's like, it feels a bit erratic as well. It's kind of up and then down and then up, then like it's moving up and there's good momentum, but it's got an interesting kind of go quickly, slow down, go quickly, slow down, and I feel like that's the nature of it. It's like it's on a bit of a run, and it's elevating and it's moving forward, and then it pulls back, and then it does again. It's like it takes little spaces in between. There's pauses for moments, is the way that it feels, but there is a great deal of power behind it and movement, and there's certainly no sort of meandering or stuffing about here. It feels like there's strong intention. And I want to say, it's like this feeling of wanting to go somewhere and knowing the path you've got to take and taking the path. But there's also some sort of element of integrating with the ups and downs of that, and the ebbs and flows. It's not just going to be straight up, even though it looks like it's moving quite well, but it's just this kind of moving up, pulling back, moving up, pulling back. It's like this flow of movement forward, and it's a natural flow of movement forward. So I ask Spirit now to connect with Zksync, anything that they wish to share with this one. They're showing me progress, and they're showing me moves up quite strongly. And I'm hearing prices flying. It's interesting though, like there's this funny sense that I get around it too, that sort of comes in with it as like, there's a bit of a feeling with it, but they show it going up a lot. Suddenly it's like, I saw this kind of movement up, this ebbs and flows of movement up, which I just spoke of, but now there's this kind of spiking up that they're showing. And I ask, help me to understand this, give me a bit more, Spirit, around the project of Zksync. Elevation. They're saying elevation too soon, so it's almost like that something takes place and it pumps and then it pulls back a bit. But, it's like there's this pump and then it kind of pulls back a bit. It feels like a pump from a hype of something taking place, of something that's happened with the project. Everyone's jumped on board and then it's just gone whoop and taken off. But then there's this gentle pullback that takes place. And as I ask, as we move into 2024, further into 2024 and into 2025 with this project, strong elevation, and success, progression, talking about moving with the times, talking about excitement. There is this sense in my heart that feels like, ooh, okay, here we go. There's another level, there's another round, there's another open space that we move into that is quite expansive, and it's new. It's like it's moving through phases. But within this phase, it's like there's this fresh openness that they show. And as I move into 2025, 2024, they're flickering between the two. Around Zksync, anything more they want to offer. They're talking about flawed. And I ask, okay, help me to understand flawed. It's like they're showing me like an accelerator. Someone's putting their foot on the accelerator hard, like flat, and they're just saying flawed. Now they're talking about, price drops as well. Now I feel as though, again, they're referencing a time period that feels very hyped up, feels very strong in the market, but feels like they show this kind of peaks and then these dumps. So it's like this explosive element that comes in, which feels like it's 2025 kind of time zone that they're in here, but they show this kind of movement up, big boom movement, but then this kind of reference to crashing, which I feel like is kind of overall market volatility in the way they show it. And there has been these references to September this year and to kind of next year. It's not overly specific, but it feels like, kind of mid, it could be earlier than mid, as these periods that are quite hyped up and quite explosive and exciting. So that's very interesting to keep in mind. But they just, they reference this flawed element around 2025 with Zksync. So it feels like it's got a strength, this one. So yes, exciting. Okay, so I'm going to move now along to the next crypto that you've selected, and that's DYM, which is Dimension. Okay, so as I connect to Dimension's energy, I feel like there's a weightedness to this one. I feel like I'm getting a bit of a cross feeling with this. It's not giving me a lot of energy in the way that I connect to it here. I ask Spirit, okay, what have you got to share around Dimension, this project Dimension? They're saying awful. It's a bit of a yucky feeling, awful. Okay. They're taking me to a scene of all the guts of something, which is kind of quite gross, but all of the... Okay, I'm just going to share it as I get it. It's a bit brutal, but it's like there's been all of these animals that have been killed, and there's just like the guts left. It's like a scene of destruction with animals. And it's just making me feel really yucky, really not very nice. And I ask Spirit, help me to understand this a little bit more. They're just saying we don't like this one, and they're stepping away. Sometimes they get very opinionated around some of these projects, and sometimes I feel like they may have opinions on things that might not, that might do quite well. So, it's like there's an opinion, and some things do well when there's opinions around them in the opposite direction. So just keeping that in mind, but they're like, no, we don't like this one. They give me a cross. They leave me with this scene of destruction and kind of walk away, which is not a very nice feeling. Now, okay, with all that, I'm just going to move further into 2024, into 2025, even though they've kind of stabbed me in the heart, it feels like, with that reading. I'm still going to go into 2024, into 2025. I'm just feeling a great deal of like stagnation. I'm feeling this great deal of like, this heavy. I can't seem to move beyond the heavy weight that's being presented here in 2024, in 2025. No, it's just like of this pressure. I feel as though soul pressure, and it's pushing it down. And it's like the connected business is like up higher, pushing it down, but it has this cell pressure, and it just keeps, even if it wanted to move up, it's not moving up very well. It's stagnating in the way they're showing this. And I'm going to ask anything more that they wish to share with this project, or if that Spirit wishes to share, even though they don't like it, or is there anything else I can see around this before we close this reading? No, just leave it. I'm just hearing just leave it. Okay, well, I'm going to move along now to the third coin. I have to say, I feel like that's been one of the most kind of unresponsive, unimpressed readings around a coin from Spirit for a long time. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so the third coin that has been selected is Beam. Beam. Okay. Okay, now it's interesting. Beam is a rainbow. Okay, and I'm aware of that. But they are showing me a rainbow, and the rainbow, and at the end of the rainbow there is that pot of gold, but it is like opening up into all the different colours from this pot of gold, and it's like sitting in the pot of gold, and this beaming rainbow comes out, and Spirit's like, yeah, look at this, look at the trajectory of this. This is how it is, and I ask, what more can you give? And this, like, what more can we give? It's like this is beautiful. It's beaming, essentially. Okay, I'm going to ask then, as we move into 2024, into 2025, I feel as though this rainbow beam takes me there already. It's very high, and it's shining quite brightly in so many colours, and so many variances coming off these colours, so many different combinations of things. Now, it feels to be holding a very high state where it is, but I am aware that it's in dicey area, dicey territory, because there is high volatility in the place that it's sitting. Now, I ask, is this 2024 or 2025? Both, I hear. I feel as though there's a reference to kind of a heightened price it has later in 2024 and then in 2025, and in between there is some volatility in there, and particularly in the second heightened space that it sits, it's like it's starting to feel unsafe. So if it gets to these heightened points in 2024, but also 2025 mainly, it's like really being mindful to take profits. Of course, it's not financial advice, but take profits and, make the most of what it offers, because it could suddenly drop, is how it feels here. It feels like there's danger, or danger looming is how it feels. So it's not going to stay up there forever, is the way that it's coming through. And it almost feels like it sits there, and you could almost take a snapshot in time and feel the resonance of like this feeling of being up high, and it's like everything is just still. It's like there's the eye of the storm, and then you can feel something starting to come, and then boom, something falls. It's like a ride that just drops, and you hold on for dear life. So just be careful at those points, but it certainly has a beautiful energy and has beautiful highs that it's going to go to. So it's exciting. I'm going to ask Spirit too if there's any numbers around Beam that they wish to show or share in regards to price hits. Okay, I'm going to ask the price hits, Spirit. They're shifting me with, they're giving me ones again. Prices, can you give me a strong price? 101, 101, 101, 18. Can you be more specific? Now they're giving me a 9. Okay, I'm going to just wipe the slate clean, and I want you to show me 1618. Okay, interesting. They're wanting to talk about fib lines. Okay. Yeah, okay. And really, it's this reading is for you, Janesh, but I'm going to say this because I know that this is coming through to the community, because this is what Spirit's impressing upon me. And you can either answer me, Janesh, or the community can. Beam, the 618, level. Can somebody do that chart reading and tell me what that point is? Is there a price that they can offer? Because they're really wanting to point to that level, that Fibonacci level, as important. So interesting. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed those readings. If you've got anything to share or comment about any of those coins, please don't hesitate to do so below. And if you like one of these readings, please get in touch via the About page of the channel and the email there. See you soon. Raven Scry signing off.